Real quick, I just wanted to say thanks for coming, and then this is FCA, Fellowship for Christian Athletes. So I think it's awesome that we're able to meet like this once a month, and it's good to see all of you here. That being said, I know we're kind of in that transition stage between winter sports and spring sports. So if there's anything you want us to pray for you about, feel free to come talk to us about those prayer requests. I know when I'm always with my sons, they both play sports, and we're on the way to practice our games. We always say a quick little prayer, right? Lord, give me the confidence to have a good practice today or a good game today. Keep me confident through the ups and the downs, right? Things like that, it's awesome. Our Lord hears you, okay? So there's no prayer that's too big and there's no prayer that's too minor for him, okay? So keep that in mind. But I want to get started just because we're running a little bit later today. Welcome up Faith. She's going to share her testimony with us. Woo! And then afterwards, Pastor Randy's going to close us in prayer, okay? And then if any of you have questions for Faith and things like that, it doesn't have to be today. If it's sometime next week, we all know Faith, right? So don't feel nervous to do that, or maybe I should ask her. Okay, she's doing this for a reason, okay? Because she wants to share her story with you, okay?
All right. So I'm gonna kind of keep it a little short because of time and stuff. So, a lot of you guys may know me. I'm Faith. Sorry, it's my first time, so like, cut me some slack, guys. Let's see. So I was going to share my story with you guys and tell you guys a little bit about me and where I came from and how God had helped me in ways. So I grew up in a broken home. I grew up with divorced parents, okay? I have my dad. He's a believer. Some of y'all know he may have came here, shared his testimony a little bit. So he's a believer, and my biological mom, she is not. So it was hard for me to balance going back and forth because the atmosphere in the different households were totally different. And the beginning of my 8th grade year, so I was raised in series, okay? I was raised in series my whole life. And in my 8th grade year, I was at Mayhemsley Junior High School. And the beginning of my 8th grade year, I started living with my mom full time. And that was an experience that was hard. It was kind of like, I don't want to say trauma, but like, it was really hard. And when I was at my mom's, I felt a lot of like self-pity. I was very suicidal. I self-harmed myself when I was with my mom. Like, I was going through a lot. I felt unloved. I felt like I wasn't enough. I pretty much felt like nothing. Like there would be times that I would be in my room on the floor crying out to God to take my life because I wouldn't want to be here because how bad it was. Because I felt unloved. I felt rejected by my own mother. I felt like she didn't want me. I felt like she wanted her boyfriend and her brother and my brother. Like, she was all over them, and she would never give me love. I never felt any love from her or anything. Like, don't get me wrong, I love her. Like, she's my mom, you know. But like, she shows love different ways, and it's hard to get the love that I want from her. And when I entered to my freshman year at Ceres High School, I entered my freshman year, and that's where I hit rock bottom real quick. Rock bottom. The things, and during my freshman year, I would do anything to fit in. I would change my clothes. I would change my hair. I would change the way I talked, the way I walked, like everything, the way I acted. I changed everything about me just to feel accepted by those people. And yet I never did. I still felt lonely. I still felt unloved, unseen by these other people. And like when I hit my rock bottom, I didn't realize it, but like when I hit rock bottom, I was ignoring God and his plans for me. I was pushing him aside because I didn't think he could help me during the time. And it got to a point where I was literally cussing too. Like, I don't cuss no more. Like, I've been healed from a lot of things, and God has changed my life for the better. I would get bullied. I would get bullied a lot during my freshman year in that school. I'd get bullied for my looks, the way I look, the way the way I laugh, and my weight. I get bullied for a lot of things because I really don't know why. Like, I remember there's one guy, we were in class, and he just told me straight up, he was like, Faith, you look like a man. I was like, what the heck, like, that really hurt me, you know? And, because, like, what kind of girl would want to hear, like, oh, you look like a man? Like, that would hurt you guys, right? Like straight up, like, but over the years, my mom, my bonus mom here, she has taken me, she's taken me back to church, and I started living with my dad full time. And when I went back to church, I started getting delivered from things. I started getting delivered from rejection, self-pity. I craved self-pity so much. I wanted to be about me, poor Faith, Faith this, Faith that. And then as I was getting healed from all these things, like, God just reminded me, like, He'll send His people to you to help you because He cares about you. He cares about your life so much. He literally sent Jesus to die on the cross for you. And honestly, if that ain't love, then I don't know what love is, honestly. Because that's true love, honestly. Like, God has helped me through so much. Like, yeah, I still think about my mom. I still crave love from her, obviously. Like, I still want her to love on me, you know? Like, sometimes I may feel like she doesn't want me still or whatnot, but that's normal. Like, I'm always going to have my struggles. Like, just because you're a Christian don't mean your life's going to be perfect. Just because you're Christian doesn't mean you're not going to fail or have struggles. Because I still have struggles. I'll admit it. I still have struggles. I really do. And I want to tell you guys what scripture that really helped me is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope in the future. And that really spoke to me because after what I've been through, literally after everything I've been through, God still cared about me. He still sent His people to come save me. He helped me in every way that He could. But it was also my job to go to Him. So I had to hold myself accountable, and I had to be responsible for my part in my relationship with God. So it's not just, obviously it's you and God, but God can't be the only one like pulling you. You have to do your part and chase Him, because if you don't do that, then you're getting nowhere. And during my rock bottom, when I hit rock bottom, I was praying to God too. I was like, God, help me do this, do that, like, and I was also a part of the world. And that's like towards in the middle, right? Like, I can't do both. That's called lukewarm. And Revelations 3:16 talks about that if you're lukewarm, then God's going to spit you out of His mouth. He wants nothing to do with you. So you're either hot or cold. You're either with God or you're without God. Because if you're lukewarm, you're out of His hands. He wants nothing to do with you, pretty much. And so yeah, it's just your choice. It's your choice on how do you want to live your life for God. Do you want to be a part of the world, or do you want to be with God? Because right now, like, I'm all about God right now. I'm in it for God. Like, I want to be about God's business. I want to talk about God. Like, I'm in it for God. And as I was saying this too, like, my whole like testimony, like what I've been through and what I just told you guys, some of y'all could relate. I know big time some of y'all could relate. Either in the past you like thought about these things, or you may be going through it right now. But I want to let you guys know that I am here for you. Whether you need someone to talk to, or if you even have questions about God, like, or if you're curious or anything. Like, I don't want you to feel embarrassed for the questions you guys have for me, because this is my testimony. This is how God saved me and pulled me back with Him. And but yeah, He just pulled me back with Him, and honestly, my life couldn't get any better, because God's not a religion, okay? It's like father and daughter, father and son, okay? It's between you and God, just you and God on this path, on this road. So you need to trust Him sorry, I'm drawing blank. But yeah, you just gotta trust Him, and gotta trust him in all the things and everything. Like, but yeah. But I know God has helped me, and like, I know if God can turn my life around for the good, He can turn your life around for the good. But like I said, it's your guys' responsibility. You guys have to do your part to be with God. God can't be the only one pulling you in. He can't be the only one like, hey, come here, you know? Like, you have to do your part, go with Him, and be with Him too. Because if you don't do that, then you're pretty much getting nowhere. But that was pretty much my testimony. So, but I just want like, whatever God can do for me, I know He can do for you big time. Okay? So I'm gonna pass it on to Pastor Randy and let him close out for you guys.